Alright guys, and welcome to the first of the 2017 WWE pay-per-views. We're starting with the Royal Rumble, which is actually the most unpredictable Rumble, should I say, for quite a number of years, to be fairly honest with you. As you can see, we've got a little bit of a change in the layout. We've got a new logo up at the top, we've got a new intro, a little page, image thing, and then of the images of the matches, I'm going to just put the tag as winners, in case you just want to skip through the video and not listen to me rambling on with my terrible Yorkshire accent. So I'm going to go who we've got and obviously why. Personal preference, I will give my personal preference, and then I will give a WWE booking preference of who will probably win. So personal preference and WWE preference for this one. We've got Alexa Bliss, Natalya and Mickie James, mainly because Mickie James has just come back. It would be pointless to have her lose. She needs to establish herself on that SmackDown roster, and they need to win basically. So it'd be really pointless having that team lose, especially when you've got the champion there and Mickie James. No disrespect to Natalya, but she's like not technically relevant in this match, sort of, because obviously the focus will be on the champion. It will obviously be on Mickie James as well. Moving on to the Cruiserweight match, and personal and WWE preference, by the way. Neville should win because the Cruiserweight division is very like they don't care on Raw. It's hard to explain. It's like they're giving them 5-minute matches when they need 10, 15, even 20, and you need to let them do flippy shit. That's what Cruiserweights do. They do high-flying, flippy shit to get people, hyped and love it. In my opinion, they should kick off with this show on the main roster, on the main pay-per-view after the pre-show. This is the first match because obviously all the ropes will be purple. If they gear that up first, do this as the first match, the crowd will be so hyped. There's been a brand new champion. There's been all sorts of flippy shits, big spots, and then they can take the purple ropes off and then focus on the rest of the match. So this match, in my opinion, should be the first match on the card. Probably won't be, but it would make the most logical sense to do so. So like I said before, just briefly go over Neville to win the belt because the division is just poor. Not poor, it's just dead, and it's just they don't care. They need Neville. He's doing his best work. Give him the belt. Moving on, we've got, I'm not going to beat around the bush here, Charlotte is winning because she'll probably lose that undefeated pay-per-view streak at WrestleMania. She's not going to lose tonight. I'd be very, very surprised if Bayley wins tonight. Charlotte will win. Charlotte will retain. So, moving on. 50-50 on this one. Mainly because does the Rumble close the show? It has done for a few years, but I think in 2013 it didn't. And it all depends on if this closes the show or if the Rumble closes the show. Also, it depends on if Seth Rollins has made an appearance yet before this, because if he hasn't, he will help Reigns and there. So I'm just going to go on my gut instinct here, and I'm going to say Kevin Owens retains his belt. WWE decision-wise, I'm going to say they would probably have Kevin Owens retain his belt and then have him lose probably at Mania. Because WWE don't like dirty marks, do they? Right, okay, we've got a personal preference and a WWE separation here. So, personal preference, I would have AJ Styles retain this belt, because if John wins it now, he's tied with Ric Flair, and there hasn't been any actual proper build to it. The main focus of this pay-per-view is the Rumble. It really is. To me, the Rumble is selling the show. And if you're going to have John tie Ric Flair's record, you should have that as the main focus of the match. Maybe even have him lose one and then do it at the next one, so there's still that big oomph of John's going to tie the record. So what I would do is I would have AJ Styles retain here. And then, because the Elimination Chamber is only 2 weeks away, it throws a massive curveball into it, because obviously John's going to be in that match, and obviously if AJ Styles loses, he has to be in that match as well. Then obviously you've probably got Bray Wyatt, and you've got maybe even Luke Harper, actually, and even Baron Corbin. So I'm going to go with AJ Styles, and I think Personally, I think that WWE will give Cena this win. I really hope they don't, because there, in my opinion, there's been hardly any build to it whatsoever, other than John came back and went, I want a match. And then Shane McMahon went, yeah, alright, you can have one because you're John Cena. So, personal preference, AJ Styles. WWE decision, probably John Cena, to be fair. Alright, now we're moving on to the main event, the Royal Rumble, which will probably be the Rumble to remember. I hate to use their taglines, but it genuinely could be the Rumble to remember. It could be literally at least over a handful of people. Obviously, Taker could win, Braun Strowman could win, Lesnar could win, Goldberg could win, Baron Corbin could probably win. I would even go as far as saying Sami Zayn could win. I was speaking to a friend not too long ago saying the final three could be Strowman, Jericho, Zayn. Obviously, there's animosity between Jericho and Zayn because obviously Kevin Owens. If you had them to work together to get rid of the big guy Strowman, Zayn could then obviously flip Jericho over, setting up a WrestleMania match between Owens and Zayn. I don't think that would happen, but it's a possibility. Then we've got massive rumours going around that Randy Orton is going to win, and I think if Randy Orton wins, I think we may see one of the most controversial endings to a Rumble ever. We may see Bray Wyatt and Orton as the last two, and Bray Wyatt might just climb over the rope and let Randy win. I think that would be, as much as people might call it a bit shit, I think as a storyline purpose that would be brilliant, because obviously you would expect Randy Orton to give Bray Wyatt the nod and say you can have the WrestleMania shot, but to return the favour, I think you might see Bray Wyatt just not jump over, obviously, like flip over the rope and let Randy Orton win clean, like as a gimme. I think that would be a bit different, and I don't think we've seen that before. Not for a winner as a Royal Rumble, anyway. Ziggler in this image is the only person that I don't think should win. To be fair, I keep banging on about this. Ziggler, if by some strange reason you watch this video, get a new gimmick, get new music. We're bored of the old same Dolph Ziggler. It's the same. Chris Jericho could genuinely win this Rumble. It's so wide open. Even The Miz could. If The Miz won, I would not be. I'd be happy, to be fair. There's probably about 8, 9, 10 people that could genuinely win this Rumble. We don't even know if Seth Rollins is going to make an appearance. Obviously, he's not going to be in the Rumble, but someone might be in the Rumble that's related to Triple H in some capacity. He might then attack him, or Seth Rollins might actually find his way into the Rumble and get attacked from behind by Triple H based on what he did at TakeOver last night, which was brilliant, by the way. If you haven't watched it, there's probably a clip somewhere on YouTube. Go and check it out. So if I had to pick a winner, personally, on a personal note, I would go with Chris Jericho. The storyline's already there. You don't have to write it. Jericho has never won the Rumble as far as I'm aware. Add it to his resume. He deserves it. He's absolutely been fantastic since he's come back in this run. He doesn't need to be Owens, but the only reason I'm thinking Jericho is not going to win is because he's now the US champ. I've got a funny suspicion Reigns might win. Jericho and Owens will feud over the US title, which we do not want. So yeah, my personal preference would be Chris Jericho. As for a WWE decision on who would win the Royal Rumble, I'm going to go with either Braun Strowman for Raw and Randy Orton for SmackDown. You'll probably see a couple of surprises, like Tyler will probably come in, and Tyler Bate. You might see Shelton Benjamin. I reckon you won't see Kurt Angle, I don't think. I think you'll see a few returnees. Obviously the Big Show's in it, but yeah. But by the way, Big Show, you genuinely look incredible, mate. Top notch for work, and you just look fantastic. Best shape of your life by the looks of it. So that's pretty much it. That's the end of this prediction video. Thank you all for watching. Tune into the pay-per-view tonight. It should be in roughly about 6 hours from now regarding this upload, so enjoy it. It's a long pay-per-view tonight, so get some munchies, have a drink, and just enjoy the pay-per-view, guys. If you want to tweet me while it's on, I'll be watching it live. I'm from the UK, so I'm going to be staying up very late. Drop me a tweet at Dan3HitU. Tags all over the place. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, all that malarkey. So just enjoy, like, share, subscribe, pass it on, get people to watch. And I'll see you all next time. Have a fantastic evening and enjoy the pay-per-view, first and foremost. Goodbye, guys.